humanity's earliest brewery, emerged prior to farming, settled communities, or the creation of pottery and written language. It stood long before any of the classic hallmarks of civilization had even developed. The creators of this site were nomadic hunter-gatherers, resting wherever they paused for the night. Yet, they still managed to construct a brewery. As researchers dig deeper into our ancient connection with alcohol, it becomes increasingly clear that our love for brewing predates the rise of settled society. Some argue it's the very spark that launched human civilization. Your urge to drink isn't a personal flaw. It's an evolutionary legacy. 10 million years ago, ancestors who couldn't smell fermenting fruit perished, while those who could survived. Here is what actually happens when ethanol reaches your brain. It acts like GABA, the neural brake pedal, while dampening glutamate, which accelerates brain activity. This combination triggers the distinct sensation of pure calm, a feeling our brains evolved to crave eons ago. This evolutionary programming predates humanity itself. In 2004, UC Berkeley biologist Robert Dudley proposed the drunken monkey hypothesis. His theory was straightforward. For millions of years, ancient primates inhabited forests where fruit served as their primary source of energy. Maturing fruit undergoes fermentation. The resulting alcohol vaporizes, sending a distinct scent through the forest canopy that acts as a natural beacon for high-energy nourishment. Early primates who pursued this fragrance unlocked abundant food sources, boosting their seasonal survival. Consequently, their lineages multiplied. Across countless eras, this desire was neither a conscious choice nor a learned behavior. It was hardwired by natural selection. Long before our direct modern ancestors walked the earth, this neural coding was already complete. Forget about stress, advertising, or peer pressure. The real reason you reach for a drink is because your nervous system has spent 10 million years priming your body to seek out fermentation. Roughly 13,000 years ago, a cave dweller in modern-day Israel realized that steeping grain in water caused a bizarre transformation over time. Though the science eluded them, they kept reproducing this mysterious reaction. Deep inside Rakefet Cave, a 2018 discovery reshaped our understanding of history. Carved directly into the stone floor were ancient mortar basins containing residues of wheat and barley. Clear proof of intentional brewing dating back 13,000 years. These creators were the Natufians, nomadic foragers rather than established farmers. Lacking agriculture, they gathered wild grains by hand, bringing them back to their caves. Remarkably, they mastered brewing before cultivating crops, a shift of profound historical significance. It was long believed that alcohol was a byproduct of civilization, a luxury arising only after we established stable crops and permanent towns. But Rakefet turned this narrative upside down. Fermentation didn't follow the birth of agriculture. It may have actually driven it. Over in southeastern Turkey lies Tepe. Hidden beneath ages of earth until its discovery in the 1990s, this impossible monument completely defies the traditional historical timeline. Gigantic 10-ton pillars stand in perfect circles, detailed with intricate carvings of scorpions, foxes, vultures, and snakes. Erected some 11,600 years ago, they were crafted by nomadic hunter-gatherers who lacked metal tools, permanent villages, or any obvious motivation to coordinate the immense labor required to transport these heavy stones. On this hillside, archaeologists uncovered large stone vessels with a 160-liter capacity. Chemical testing successfully identified remnants of fermented ancient grains. Today's premier theory suggests Göbekli Tepe was no ordinary settlement, but a grand communal hub. Here, ritual banquets and shared drinking forged connections between distant groups who otherwise would have never made the journey. The true purpose behind the immense human effort required to construct this monument remains a mystery. Giant fermentation vessels, however, offer our best clue. By 7000 BC, an early innovator broke away from standard recipes to begin experimenting. This yielded the earliest confirmed recipe in human history, revealing a sophisticated blend rather than a primitive mixture. At the University of Pennsylvania, investigator Patrick McGovern examined ancient ceramic remnants from China's Jiahu archaeological site, discovering chemical traces of an intentionally fermented concoction of rice, honey, grapes, and hawthorn berries. A deliberate blend of select ingredients creates a profile far more intricate than any simple ferment. The creator of this brew possessed clear mastery of their craft. An even more ancient drink is likely mead, a blend of water and honey. Pinpointing its precise origin is difficult. However, as honey spontaneously ferments whenever it absorbs moisture. Whenever early humans happened upon a waterlogged beehive and tasted the mixture, it was pure chance. This breakthrough undoubtedly occurred over and over, scattered across different regions with zero communication. It only took an enticing scent and natural inquisitiveness. Dating back approximately 6 millennia, Armenia's Areni I cave stands as the earliest verified winemaking site. Far from a random accident, this was a highly organized facility equipped with a grape press, fermentation vessels, storage jars, and a drinking cup. It was a structure engineered specifically for intentional, large-scale wine production. Throughout his career, McGovern has argued that the drive to farm grain was less about bread than historians traditionally believed. Making bread is a laborious, multi-stage effort of grinding, kneading, and baking. Conversely, making beer merely involves submerging grain in water and waiting. Then, fermentation completes the process. He contends that the thirst for a dependable brew was a stronger incentive for cultivating plants than the desire for baked grains. We didn't adopt agriculture first, only to stumble upon beer later. Our ancient shift to agriculture might have been driven by a desire for a reliable supply of beer. Interestingly, history's earliest recorded hangover remedy dates back to ancient Egypt. The treatment? Wrapping cabbage leaves around your head. Despite being completely useless, doctors kept recommending it for generations. To ward off hangovers, ancient Egyptian doctors advised placing wreaths of leafy Alexandrian Chamaedaphne around one's neck while enjoying spirits. This remedy was entirely useless, and drinkers suffered anyway. Despite its failure, the leafy cure remained a popular prescription. When facing the next morning, Romans experimented with more diverse but equally useless remedies. According to Pliny the Elder, a first-century chronicler of Roman medicine, the cures included deep-fried canaries and raw owl eggs. Uncooked cabbage was another popular choice, driven by a widespread ancient belief that this vegetable held the cure. It didn't, but they ate it regardless. Meanwhile, historical Assyrian writings record crushing bird beaks into a myrrh-infused paste to rub over the skin. Traditional Chinese healers often recommended green tea paired with cured plums. To the ancient Greeks, drinking was a highly organized affair. They established the symposium, a formal gathering governed by strict rules, including precise water-to-wine ratios and a meticulous order for toasts, viewing this careful preparation as the ultimate preventative measure. Pacing your drinks and diluting them well was supposed to guarantee a pain-free morning. Though these early theories missed the mark, history's remedies still tell a story. Every ancient society that loved alcohol also felt a desperate need to fix the aftermath. These were no casual imbibers stumbling upon alcohol by chance. Their consumption was frequent enough that dealing with the next morning's consequences became an urgent necessity. For millennia, countless civilizations tried and failed to find a remedy. Yet humanity kept on raising their glasses. Throughout history, every hangover remedy has ultimately proven useless. Every great empire that integrated brewing into its heartbeat has crumbled or evolved beyond recognition, yet the drink itself endured. Yet our tree-dwelling ancestors 10 million years ago were never actually searching for a buzz. Guided by an aroma, it searched for sustenance. 13 millennia ago, a Natufian steeping wild grain inside a cave had no intention of building a civilization. They were merely trying to alter the flavor of water. In time, the drinking vessels became more sophisticated, and the brewing method grew highly refined. Fancy packaging and premium brands came later. But how alcohol slips past your blood-brain barrier to impersonate natural neural messengers is a biological reaction that hasn't budged in 10 million years. We operate on the exact same biological programming as wild primates. Humans have just become vastly superior at utilizing fermentation.